Well, so what are we gonna do today, Cousin BW?
The same thing we do every day, Melvin. Try to take over the neighborhood.
Hey y'all, Bloodwing here. Back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. This is Grump of the Week, number 15. Can't believe it's been around that long. And if you hear some popping out of my mic, I'm sorry. I think one of my grandkids stole the little pop filter that went over the top of the mic, the sponge rubber thing. And I can't find it, so do the best I can. Let's get the bad stuff out of the way. Most of you that follow me on Twitter or whatever know that my son-in-law that lived with me, married to my oldest daughter, has decided to take his leave. He's now packed up, moved away, a couple of states away, leaving my daughter and her kids, her 4 kids here. Because of that, and because my wife works nights, it means old Papa has to babysit 4 kids aged 10, 7, 6, and 4 all day, including cooking supper, cleaning up after them, chasing them all over the place. It's not too bad till the older 3 get home from school, when it's just one at home. But because of that, I've not been able to get back on track. I really would rather my Heifer of the Week come out on Fridays or Saturdays and the Grump come out yesterday on Sunday. But it's hard for me to get back on track when I can't find time to record, because by the time I'm chasing those 4 around, I am so exhausted. I've been falling across the bed, still in my clothes, and passing out. Waking up about 2 o'clock in the morning. I've also had a bit of a toothache. Yes, I do have a few of my own teeth. Not many, but there's a few that I've been messing with off and on. Happens every time the weather changes, and it's starting to change around here. But hey, you know Ole BW is going to move ahead. He's going to do the best he can. I'm just asking for a little bit of understanding if things are late. Or you're not going to hear from me on Minds or on Twitter as much as you might have before. It's just difficult for me to be on social media, even watch videos. I can't find the time to watch videos right now because, for instance, just the other day I tried to watch a 12-minute video and it took me literally, I'm not exaggerating, an hour and a half to watch it because I was stopping every 30 seconds to 60 seconds to break up some fight or to find out what just broke or whatever. If you've got kids, you know what I'm talking about. So until my body gets back used to running after children, which it hasn't done for years, I might be a little scarce on social media, but I'll try my best to keep up with my content. But if I don't, then you know some of the reasons why. The other thing that I wanted to mention, you're all well aware of my run-ins with some of the MGTOW people over the last couple of weeks, and no, I'm not going to go into a long dissertation about MGTOW. I do plan on having an ex-MGTOW person on a live stream in a couple of weeks, but I'm not going to do it right away. I'm kind of stepping back from it some. But I wanted to say that before all this happened, I had made the comment in a Grump of the Week that I had never run across one that was reasonable. I have since run across a few that are reasonable, both in comments and in videos and talking to them. And so I wanted to point that out. Not all MGTOWs are these crazies you see with Angry MGTOW and the Markovs and the Sandmans of the YouTube verse. They're just, those crazy ones are the most vocal. And most MGTOW aren't making videos, I would suspect. They're off doing their own thing quietly. And I can respect that. I may not agree with everything that they say, but I can respect it if they're just doing their own thing and not acting all stupid crazy. So I did want to point that out. There's no point in going after all MGTOW. I wish that the crazies would pick up a new title for themselves, since they're the ones that took over the MGTOW philosophy. They took it over and pushed the other ones out. That's what's happened. So they should make a new title for themselves so that we can there be a distinction between them and the not crazy MGTOWs. Maybe MGTOW Plus? I don't know. Think about it. Angry MGTOW. You know, you could make yourself a big name in the community if you come up with a new fancy name. You know, think about it. But that's all I'm going to talk about that right now. The good news is that we're 4 days into the Trump presidency, and the world hasn't ended. We haven't broke into civil war or some kind of race war yet. The jackbooted Nazi Gestapo haven't showed up at anybody's door to drag them off into concentration camps. So that's the good news. Speaking of a race war, I'm seriously rolling around in my head an idea to do another old farts perspective on whether or not there's really going to be a race war. So that, because that seems to be a topic of late, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. I'm just, considering everything, got to find the time to do it and do it right. I don't want to do a halfway job. I don't want to rush into these things. I'd rather put out no content than to put out what I would consider sloppy content. I think you guys would understand that better. But that's good news. We're all still here. We're all still kicking. The country's still alive. And, kind of makes you take a look back and just laugh at all the fear-mongering that we've heard up to this point. I've just finished my part of a collab with Danny the Dingo. Be on the lookout for that from his channel. And I may mirror it here as well. Usually I don't mirror stuff like that. I just leave it on whoever, let them get the likes and the subs off of that. I don't got any problem with that. And if I instigate a collab and the other way, I'd, feel the same way. I'm also trying, if I can get this hectic schedule of mine calmed down, I really do, as I've mentioned before, want to start doing live streams once a week, probably on a Sunday afternoon. Somebody give me the name, I think it was Ferg, give me the name that stuck in my head of Bloodwing's Moonshine Shack. Starting to call if I can get a regular weekly live stream instead of these impromptu things I've done up to now. I'm thinking of that as the title. Let me know what you think down below. If you don't like it, I'll think of something else. But as you can tell, I kind of like to label things, and keep them in little neat compartments. Heifer of the week, Grump of the week, Old Farts perspective. And I do throw the occasional random video out there once in a while, but I like to keep things, that's just me, compartmentalized. Of course, I'm not one to go too much along with the YouTube algorithm. I could care less. If you all seen Peach Bailey's video about the whole armored, or the shoe on head satirician thing going on that I mentioned last week, Peach done an excellent video on it, and she mentioned that she thought that maybe satirician was getting a little lazy because he was rushing, because the new algorithm forces you, if you want to keep up, to do videos every day, and you just can't do that doing the kind of videos we do and keep up the quality content. It's just too much. If you're doing gaming videos or something like that, maybe you can, but not the kind of content that we put out. And I've never been an everyday guy, and I'm not going to go to it. Screw you. If it means my channel grows slower than it might, then that's what it means. I'm not going to give in to that, and just because that's what YouTube wants to force me into doing. To heck with you. I'm going to do what I want to, and I'll take whatever lumps comes with it. It's just the way that it is. Also, as far as the art contest for my avatar, I've got a couple of entries. I want to put it out there again. If you haven't done it, and if you have some artistic talent, yes, I'm talking to you, Doggy. If you want to, please, feel free to make an avatar for me and for Melvin, because I'd like to switch avatars before I get too large and start getting into the notice of someone that might copyright me, because I'm just not sure. Besides, I'd like something that I can take, because if I pick your version of the avatar, then I'd like to have a version of it that has different expressions, so that it's not just a static image all the time. I'm not thinking I'm going to go full animation, but to be able to change expressions on my avatar would be kind of nice, and I think it would add to the enjoyment of the video, and so forth, or at least that I hope that it would. This is probably going to be one of the shorter grumps of the week. So I'm actually rendering the heifer of the week in the background while I'm recording this, trying to double task. So they're going to come out right back to back again, like they did a week ago, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I lose track at my age. Don't care. But I'm tired, and I'm kind of out of things to talk about. And I like for this feature, the Grump of the Week, to be just off the cuff, me rambling and talking about whatever I want to. So I don't want to force subjects and things to talk about. Amanda, if you're listening, if I had a bedtime story for you, I'd read it now. She says she likes to listen to me because she finds my voice soothing to go to sleep to. And I think that's a compliment. At least I'm going to take it that way, even if it's not. But I think I'm pretty much at the end of it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, as I hope you enjoy the rest of my content. And welcome to all my new subscribers over the last week. And hey, as always, get out of my yard.